Welcome to datascience.show, the podcast where data science meets executive leadership. We talk with top AI and analytics thought leaders about turning data into real business impact. If you're a C-level leader or data expert shaping the future, you're in the right place.
I'm your host, Mirko Peters. We explore how data science and AI drive real business impact, straight from the leaders making it happen. On datascience.show, we focus on decisions that matter. Today's episode reframes success. Instead of celebrating model metrics, we'll measure the decisions those models enable. Why does this matter now? Because too many organizations optimize proxies, accuracy scores, offline metrics, while real value is created when decisions change behavior and improve outcomes for customers and the bottom line. I want to lay out what you'll get in the next 23 minutes. A practical playbook C-levels can use to tie models to business outcomes, the instrumentation and MLOps hooks that make decision observability possible, counterfactual approaches for attribution, and governance and incentive structures that protect against perverse optimization. No academic theory, just steps you can implement this quarter. Quick framing. Imagine a composite but typical journey. A company builds a credit risk model that achieves great test AUC. The data science team celebrates, the dashboard lights up. But the collections team sees no lift, and losses don't improve. What happened? The model predicted default probability accurately, but it was never tied to the decision the business actually makes: who to call, what offer to send, or when to escalate. Measurement stopped at model performance, not decision impact. That failure mode is common. It stems from three related mistakes. First, treating model outputs as the final product rather than an input to decisions. Second, poor instrumentation, no record of the decision, the context, and outcomes. Third, incentives that reward improving model metrics instead of improving value for the P&L owner. Fix those, and you move from models to measurable value. Let's get practical. Step 1. Define decision-level KPIs. A decision KPI describes the action taken and the business outcome you expect. Examples: incremental revenue per accepted recommendation, churn reduction per retention offer, or reduction in fraud loss per declined transaction. The KPI must be owned by a business leader who can change processes and accept responsibility for the outcome. Without an owner, you'll measure forever and act never. Step 2. Instrument the decision. Instrumentation means capturing three things every time a model or rule influences a business process: the context, customer attributes, timestamp, channel; the decision signal, model score, threshold, or recommended action; and the action taken, which option the system or operator selected. Critically, capture the downstream outcome tied to your KPI. Did revenue increase? Did the customer churn? Was fraud prevented? Store these records in an append-only decision log for audit and analysis. A few implementation notes. Make the decision log lightweight and standard across products. Hook it into your event streaming layer or data warehouse. Include versioning metadata, the deployed model ID, feature snapshot, and experiment flag. These hooks are MLOps fundamentals, but focused specifically on decision observability. Without them, you can't compute even simple lift metrics reliably. Step 3. Choose an attribution approach and start simple. Attribution can be experimental, A/B tests and randomized control, or observational, using propensity scores or weighting. Start with direct experiments for high-impact decisions. Randomize the treatment and measure lift against business KPIs. Where experiments aren't feasible, use conservative observational methods and triangulate results across several approaches to reduce bias. Let me give you a compact example. A retailer uses a recommendation model to push product offers. The decision KPI is incremental margin per customer contact. Instrumentation captures customer contact, the recommendation ID, whether the offer was shown, and purchase outcome within 14 days. Run an A/B test that randomly withholds the recommendation for a test group. Compare incremental margin. If the test shows positive lift, roll the model into production with the same decision logging and weekly reporting to the merchant owner. You'll face trade-offs. Speed versus measurement is the most common. Fast, near-line decisions need lightweight logging. Deep causal analysis can follow with sampled data. Explainability versus impact is another. Highly explainable models may be necessary for regulated decisions, even if they sacrifice some predictive power. Choose the constraint that matters for the decision owner and design instrumentation to support it.
Now, organizational implications. Ownership matters. Assign a decision owner, typically a commercial or product leader, who signs the KPI and owns the outcome. The data team provides models, instrumentation, and analysis. The product or ops team executes the decision. Create a simple RACI so responsibilities are clear. Governance should focus on decision risk and value. A lightweight committee for high-risk, high-impact decisions. Standard reporting for run-the-business decisions.
Reporting cadence is important. Weekly operational dashboards for owners, monthly review for executive stakeholders, and quarterly deep audits for the board or audit committee. Keep reports outcome-focused. Present decision KPIs, attribution method, confidence intervals, and known biases. Translate technical uncertainty into business terms. What range of ROI should the CFO expect, and what actions trigger a rollback?
Looking ahead, emerging practices include decision observability platforms that standardize logging, counterfactual simulation tools that estimate value without full experiments, and integrated governance dashboards that flag drift in decision quality rather than only model performance. Leaders should prepare by investing in common decision data schemas, low latency event streams for logging, and a small center of excellence to support early pilots.
Be mindful of risks. Poor instrumentation yields blind spots. Weak attribution can mislead, and incentives that reward short-term wins will erode long-term decision quality. Mitigate by starting small on a high-impact use case, keeping attribution conservative, and aligning incentives across the decision owner, data team, and compliance.
Before we close, 2 priorities you can start this quarter. Priority 1, pick one high-value decision and instrument it end-to-end. Context, decision signal, action taken, and outcome. Run a randomized or carefully controlled observational test to estimate lift. Priority 2, establish a reporting cadence and assign a decision owner who is measured on the decision KPI, not model accuracy. Those 2 moves alone shift incentives and create a feedback loop for continuous improvement.
Curious? Final reflection. Teams that measure decision outcomes consistently outperform those that optimize proxies. When you tie models to business actions, you build a repeatable engine for value. That's the difference between models and value.
If you found this episode valuable, subscribe and share it with your network. And let's connect on LinkedIn. I'm Mirko Peters. We'll be back with more conversations on how data science and AI create real business impact. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to datascience.show. If you found value in this episode, subscribe, share it with your network, and join us next time as we explore how data science drives smarter decisions and better business outcomes.